It was about 11 o'clock in the morning, with the sun not shining and the look of hard, wet rain in the clearness of the foothills. I was wearing my powder blue suit with a dark blue shirt, tie, and display handkerchief. I was neat, clean, shaved, and sober, and I didn't care who knew it. I was everything the well-dressed private detective ought to be. I was calling on $4 million.
Good morning, Mr.
Marlowe, here to see General Sternwood.
Come in, sir. I'll tell the General you're here.
The main hallway of the Sternwood place was 2 stories high. Over the entrance was a broad stained glass panel showing a knight in dark armor rescuing a lady who was tied to a tree and didn't have any clothes on but some very long and convenient hair. The knight had pushed the visor of his helmet back to be sociable, and he was fiddling with the knots on the ropes that tied the lady to the tree and not getting anywhere. I stood there and thought that if I lived in the house I would sooner or later have to climb up there and help him. He didn't seem to be really trying.
Hello.
Hello.
Tall, aren't you?
I didn't mean to be.
Handsome, too. And I bet you know it. What's your name?
Riley. Doghouse Riley.
That's a funny name. Are you a prize fighter?
Not exactly. I'm a sleuth.
Uh-huh. You're making fun of me.
Uh-huh.
What?
Get on with you. You heard me.
You're just a big tease. You're awfully tall. Oh!
Whoops-a-daisy. You want to watch that. One day some guy will drop you and you'll end up on the floor.
You got me. You're cute. I'm cute, too.
The General will see you now, Mr. Marlowe.
Let me put this down somewhere first. Who was that?
Miss Carmen Sternwood, sir.
You ought to wean her. She looks old enough. We went along a path that skirted a lawn. On the far side was a garage. A boyish-looking chauffeur was polishing a big black and chrome sedan. The path took us to the side of a greenhouse. In the middle of the jungle, in a space of hexagonal flags, an old Turkish rug was laid down, and on the rug was a wheelchair, and in the wheelchair an old and obviously dying man.
This is Mr. Marlowe, General.
You may take your coat off, sir. It's too hot in here for a man with blood in his veins. Do you like orchids?
Not particularly.
They are nasty things. You may smoke, sir. I like the smell of tobacco. A nice state of affairs when a man has to indulge his vices by proxy. Tell me about yourself, Mr. Marlowe. I suppose I have a right to ask.
Sure. I went to college once and can still speak English if there's any demand for it. I worked for Mr. Wilde, the district attorney, as an investigator. His chief investigator, a man named Bernie Oles, called me and told me he wanted to see me.
What did they tell about me?
You're a widower. You have 2 young daughters, both pretty and both wild. One of them has been married 3 times, the last time to an ex-bootlegger named Rusty Regan. That's all I heard, General.
Did any of it strike you as peculiar?
I always got along with bootleggers myself.
It seems I do, too. I'm very fond of Rusty. He was the breath of life to me. He spent hours in here, sweating like a pig, drinking my brandy, and telling me stories of Clonmel and the Irish Revolution.
What happened to him?
He went away a month ago, without a word to anyone. That hurt a little, but he was raised in a rough school. I'll hear from him one of these days. Meanwhile, I'm being blackmailed again.
Again?
A few months before Regan came, 9 or 10 months ago, I paid a man named Joe Brody $5,000 to let my younger daughter Carmen alone.
Ah.
Now, look at this.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?